Such a boring conversation. Of course it does. Of course it fucking does. I really need you to be cleverer than this. I really need you to at least match me intellectually, because otherwise I'm going to leave, and if I leave, I don't know if... I'm not helpless, I'm not powerless, I don't believe addiction is a disease, and I'm scared and angered by the suggestion that it's either eternal abstinence or binge to death. I can't surrender to a higher power because there isn't one. There just isn't. And you, as someone who lives in the 21st century, should know that. I wake up in wet sheets in places I don't recognise, with bruises I can't account for, men I don't know, I've stolen from people, I'm in trouble, I know that. But this book, this process can't help me, you can't help me. You want me to conceptualise a universe in which I am the sole agent of my destiny, and at the same time acknowledge my absolute powerlessness. It's a fatal contradiction, and I won't start building foundations on a flawed premise. There is no meaning to anything. There are no beginnings, middles, and ends. I am not the product of the decisions I've made or the things that have happened to me. I will not be reduced to that. My brother had a brain hemorrhage while reading Pinocchio to a group of 5-year-olds. Mark. He was 2 years younger than me and never touched drugs or alcohol. He ran fucking marathons for charity. I should have died 1,000 times, but it was him who... If I tell you I was sexually abused or the child of alcoholics, if I tell you I returned from back-to-back tours of Iraq and started to self-medicate, wouldn't that all just be a massive simplification of the complexity of just being a human fucking person? You're not listening to what I can't base my survival on slogans and abstractions and vagueness. I'm not someone who can do Pilates on a beach and mistake relaxation for spirituality. I spent a year in the Far East, but I didn't find enlightenment. I found slums and sex tourism. I chose this place because it's ugly and grey and in the middle of a car park, and I can look out onto traffic and homeless people and remind myself that the world is just purposeless chaos. I need something definitive. I need to be fixed. I don't do long term, and those things, I find reality pretty difficult. I find the business of getting out of bed and getting on with the day really hard. I find picking up my phone to be a mammoth fucking struggle. The number on my inbox, the friends who won't see me anymore, the food pictures and porn videos, the bombings and beheadings, the more ambivalence you have to have just to be able to carry on with your day. I find the knowledge that we're all just atoms and one day we'll stop and be dirt in the ground. I find that overwhelmingly disappointing. And I wish I could feel otherwise. I wish I could be like you or my mother and feel that some things are predetermined and meaningful and we're somewhere on the track between start and finish, but I can't, because I care about what's true, what's actually verifiably true. You're able to forfeit rationality for a comforting untruth, so how are you supposed to help me? You're looking at the world through such a tight filter. You're barely living in it. You're barely alive.